of September 11th, 2001, I was in my office on the 65th floor of 2 World Trade Center, actually on the phone at the time that the first plane hit the North Tower. I was in the South Tower, and my office faced directly south, looking out over the harbor. And my most profound recollection is that at the very same moment that I heard the impact of the plane into the North Tower, I, at the very moment, looked out my window and saw a large amount of debris instantaneously moving out away from the impact towards the harbor. And to me, it was always astonishing that in that split second when I looked up, the debris from the other building, which was about 100 yards north of us, could already be heading out into the harbor. I think that was an indication of the severity of the impact of the plane into the first building.
9/11 was a terrorist attack on September 9, 2011 at 8:46 a.m. Orchestrated by Al-Qaeda, a radical Islamic group that preaches a jihad against the Western world. 9/11 is regarded as the tragedy of the 21st century. The group tasked with responding to 9/11 is the CIA, or Central Intelligence Agency. Before this tragedy, the CIA focused on gathering intelligence from other countries, like the Soviet Union, and etc. The basis of the CIA was to amass information on a broad array of topics that can benefit the security of the United States. However, many intelligence agencies, like MI6, did not share information and plans, so productivity was limited. Prior to 9/11, the CIA believed that they were in control of foreign operations. For example, an August 2001 report, just a month before the fateful attack, stated, "The CTC fulfills interagency responsibilities for the DCI by coordinating national intelligence, providing warning, and promoting the effective use of intelligence community resources on terrorism issues."
I pressed the button, and from my office on the 65th floor, I went down to the 44th floor, which is the intermediate stop that the elevators took before reaching the ground floor, where you had to transfer to another elevator. And when I reached the 44th floor sky lobby, the scene that I encountered there was one of total chaos. There were many people milling around trying to understand what had occurred. And this was perhaps at this stage maybe a minute after the impact had occurred. And on the 44th floor, I encountered the head of security for the company I was working for at the time, Dean Witter, and his name was Rick Rescorla. I spoke to Rick very briefly and asked him what I should do, and he was in the process of directing many people, and like the others, he told me to take the stairs down rather than getting on the elevators. So I went to the stairwell that Rick pointed out to me, and then began going down the stairwell. Rick Rescorla died that day in the Trade Center.
After 9/11, the CIA dramatically changed. The focus shifted from gathering intelligence to the counterterrorism objective of finding and killing targets. Currently, 20% of CIA analysts are now targeters, scanning data for individuals to recruit, arrest, or place in the crosshairs of a drone. There has been a 150% increase in overseas staffing for its Directorate of Science and Technology, which was made famous by the character Q in the James Bond films. Conversely, the popularity of drone warfare, which can kill terrorists at the cost of civilian lives, has dramatically decreased in the last year. However, the CIA was a military force without accountability not 2 years ago. A CTC leader told a CIA veteran who wishes to remain unnamed that we are killing these sons of bitches faster than they can grow them now. Just a few weeks ago, a new head of the CIA's National Clandestine Service was appointed, a career spy named John Brennan. This appointment and President Obama's speech signal that the agency is shifting its focus from terrorist manhunts, assassinations, drone strikes, and other paramilitary operations to its more traditional spying and strategic analysis. This reorganization will not be easily accomplished, and there will be plenty of bumps in the road. More than half of the agency's budget in recent years has been for the paramilitary operations and the personnel hired assigned to these operations. The road may be long, but the agency is evolving to fit the need of the American government, and the country will hopefully benefit from this change.
I, at that moment, was on the ground floor, but it seemed to me that the earth was shaking, and it seemed also that there was a real possibility that the whole building would come down around us.